why the Mets or the Yankees will win the COVID title. And what we're going to do is we're going to let you tell us why the Yankees will win, the reasons why the Yankees will win, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why I think the Mets can win.
That's fair.
All right. So since we're on the Mets topic, I'm going to stay there. I feel like their lineup in a DH league becomes complete. And I wasn't even thinking about Cespedes as a left fielder, more as a DH, and probably J.D. Davis in left field. But the truth is Cespedes is the better left fielder. But even without Cespedes, if he wasn't there, who would be the primary candidate for DH and left field? I'm actually asking.
It might be Dominic.
Okay.
Would probably be involved in there. I don't know who else. J.D. Davis would probably have to play left field, and I don't know who's the DH.
Okay. All right. So when you put that lineup together on paper with the DH, you're looking at, and we're still on Nimmo is starting in center field.
I think it's between him and Marisnik, or they're going to be platooning.
You absolutely do not want Jake Marisnik starting in center field for you, because now your DH rule, that's throwing away your DH right there by letting Jake Marisnik start, because he's basically going to hit like a pitcher, unfortunately. But now you're looking at the lineup. If Nimmo's in center field, and he's not going to be your strong defender, but the Mets' problem is they have a lot of offense and not necessarily great defense. So when you're thinking about putting Nimmo in center field, you're thinking about him playing center field until Marisnik comes in as a replacement in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. So Nimmo to McNeil to Cano, where does that fit? The Cano and McNeil issue, second base, third base.
But that's another thing with McNeil can also play
third base.
Right, but he can also play right field. Right. But he played the outfield pretty well last year, surprisingly. A big key could be, I know he has not played yet. What's his name that they got from Oakland that played like
Jim Lowry?
Yes. If he can play, even Cano could DH.
Right.
McNeil could play second, Lowry could play third, or vice versa.
Right.
That gives you so much more flexibility if Lowry
But that's
play.
just a whole other guy. That's just adding a whole other guy to the mix.
And it's a solid player. That's another guy. It's hard to count on him because you still don't know what's going on with him.
Right. Well, I think the Mets lineup can be the best lineup in the National League outside of the Dodgers. All right. When it comes to what they can do in terms of depth and in terms of 1 through 9, every position in the lineup, because you're really talking about going from Nimmo to McNeil, or McNeil to Nimmo to Cano to Cespedes to Alonso. If Alonso is hitting 5th or Cespedes is hitting 5th, the league is in trouble. And then you're talking about J.D. Davis.
You got Conforto who hits 30 homers every year.
Right, right. And I don't mean to overlook Conforto because he's actually arguably the best player on the team.
He's consistent. The last 3 years, he's had between 28 and 30 homers.
Right. So now you got, that's 5, that's 6. Before you get to Ramos, 7. And J.D. Davis, 8.
And then Rosario. I met Rosario.
And then Rosario, 9. It's a legit American League lineup, up and down, with a lot of guys that can do damage, and the lineup flows. So I feel like the reason why the Mets are going to win the COVID World Series is because that lineup is going to test even the very best pitchers and it's going to wear on them. Couple that with the fact that you have a guy who is arguably the most impactful one game in the game. Now, I'm not going to mention the fact that he usually doesn't win games, so it's hard to even say that because he doesn't win games. But the fact is, on paper, you can see him winning on any given day versus any team, regardless of who the other side has. And those two things, that lineup and the DeGrom factor, is why I feel like the Mets can do it. And add Stroman into that mix as a second strong starter who's willing, who has what it takes to get it done. So that's why the Mets will win the World Series. Why will the Yankees win the COVID World Series?
To put it kind of like a Yankee fan, because they're the Yankees, their lineup is great. I don't trust their starting pitching too much, but they only need to go 3-4 innings with the bullpen they have. And as long as they're in the mix, they're always going to add players at the trading deadline. So I don't see where they really lost. I mean, Tanaka hopefully is fine. I think he's been checking out all right after being hit in the head with the line drive. So yeah, the starting pitching, as long as it's decent. I mean, you have an ace, Garrett Cole, possibly again best pitcher in baseball, and the other guys just have to go 3-4 innings, and you go to that bullpen. It'll be interesting to see how they use the bullpen in a shortened season.
Right.
But
now, what do you think about? They have a similar glut in the positions like the Mets do. How do you see the use of Andujar and Stanton and Gardner and Hicks and all of those extra players, the first base situation with Luke Voigt, and how all of those things work around the DH position? Even Gary Sanchez thrown into that mix.
That's always a good problem to have in my book. That's always a good problem to have. It'll all work out, especially in a shortened season. Guys are going to need rest. Andujar supposedly has looked really good in the outfield. So, and that guy could hit. Yeah,
well, you know what it is? He looks really good at the plate. So it makes him look good everywhere.
Basically, that guy.
Once you see him hit, you're like, I wonder if this guy can play shortstop.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll put him anywhere. They're talking about even maybe playing him at first where you have a bunch of guys just because he can hit.
Right.
So just that lineup, the depth they have, the bullpen they have, they won over 100 games last year. I don't see why they wouldn't have another great season.
All right. Just a reminder, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Why the Mets will win the World Series, why the Yankees will win the World Series. Facebook, click the like button. YouTube, leave a comment, share, subscribe, and like. Follow on Twitter at Council Talk, on Instagram at Council Talk. Thanks for listening live, www.gsradionj.com. Download the podcast. It is greatly appreciated. So